Special thanks to Patreon supporter Brock Cherry for making this video possible.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Kurt. Hopefully you're bringing you another Minecraft Cold War aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Lockheed VC-140 JetStar. The Lockheed JetStar, known as the L-329 and the L-1329, designated the C-140 in U.S. military service, is a business jet produced from the early 1960s to the 1970s. The JetStar was the first dedicated business jet to enter service, as well as the only such airplane built by Lockheed. It was also one of the largest aircraft in the class for many years, seating 10 plus 2 crew. It is distinguishable from other small jets by its 4 engines mounted on the rear of the fuselage and the slipper-style fuel tanks fixed to the wings. The version we have in front of us here is designed to be the VC-140B. This was a VIP transport aircraft for the United States Air Force, similar to that of the C-140B. In total, 6 of these were built. The Navy also used variants as well, and the U.S. Air Force also used some earlier variants of this aircraft, but in particular the VC-140B was the one that was designed for basically presidential and high-ranking official transport. Overall, it's a pretty cool build and a very kind of unique aircraft. I guess you can kind of chalk it up to kind of be one of the first Air Force Ones, really. The first Air Force One of the jet age, which this jet obviously is definitely pretty old, but it's definitely been replaced by a much larger and more capable and advanced aircraft, but a pretty cool aircraft nonetheless before Air Force One just became basically a mobile command center and all that stuff. Overall, really cool build, and should be a fun addition to any of your worlds if you're looking for some type of cool civilian type jet. Or even if you want to put this in like a museum or something like that, you got a lot of potential with this aircraft and what you're able to do with it. Before we go ahead and jump into taking a look at the build, I do want to go ahead and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Brock Cherry for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel where you already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video description, where you can go and play a small amount to chat every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle request you're choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel. It's really greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check that out. Again, link is always down in the video description. With that though, let's go ahead and dive in here to take a look at the VC-140B. So going ahead and getting started with here, we have obviously kind of the iconic colors here with the white and blue colors here, very similar to that of what Air Force One currently has. It's got the presidential seal here on the front, all the little instruments, and basically the front cockpit. You have your door here to the side for obviously passengers to enter and exit the aircraft, along with your windows here along the side. Again, this is where the aircraft gets pretty interesting in terms of its design. You have the fuel kind of pods here that are mounted into the wings. Pretty sleek looking design. Really think they look pretty cool. And then you have the really unique design here with the 4 engines, 2 mounted on both sides here near the rear of the fuselage, which is something kind of unique here for this aircraft that you really don't see used anywhere else. So really cool stuff there. We have the vertical and horizontal stabilizers here on the rear. Again, nothing too fancy with that, pretty straightforward. But overall, it's a pretty cool aircraft. We have both the landed and in-flight version available in this tutorial. So up here you can see this is the in-flight version of the aircraft, and then on the bottom there you have the landed version. So both those will be available in this tutorial. And we will be going ahead and doing the color scheme here in the basically what you see in front of us. So we will be going ahead and building it with that. You definitely can change it to being all white or something like that if you do want to make it more of a civilian type of design for the aircraft. There's definitely a lot of playability with it, but for this particular tutorial, this will be covering the Air Force One version, or the Air Force version, which had this coloring on it. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layers here. We're going ahead and starting off with layers 1 and 2. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a smooth quartz top slab. And we do want to make sure that we build this properly in terms of its height if you do want to build the landed version. So real quickly, a little side note, if you are wanting to build this landed, you will need to make sure that you build this a certain height off the ground. This aircraft here, or this model here, will need to be built 1, 2, and we're building our top slabs off of that third block up. So just make sure you keep that in mind going forward, that is how we want the height of it to be positioned for the landing gear to sit properly for the aircraft to be on the ground. If you're building this in flight, obviously this doesn't really matter, and all that fun stuff. And also, if you are completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way I like to structure these tutorials, I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means, I'm going to build the center line, and then I'm going to build the right side. It'll be up to you guys to copy the right side over to the left side. This aircraft is completely symmetrical, so whatever you do on one side will be done on the other. And so with that, let's go ahead and continue on. We're going to go ahead and go after these 2 quartz top slabs. We're going to place down 2 upside down pistons. Now right here, depending on what game version you're on, if you're on Java, we'll place down our 2 upside down pistons like so. If you're not on Java and you don't have access to a debug stick, you can very simply place down a quartz top slab and then quartz full block as an alternative, rather than 2 pistons. But the 2 pistons here are going to be the best block to use. After those pistons though, we're going to go ahead and then take our blocks, and we're going to go and build back a long row here of 23 blocks in length. So again, 23 blocks of smooth quartz going back. We then want to go ahead and go to our middle, or kind of our middle section here. It's going to be on our 9th block. So our 9th smooth quartz block back, we're going to go and drop down, and we're going to place down a direct wall. So this comes down on the bottom there like so. And then right there is going to finish that off. On the back here, we're going to go ahead and place down another upside down piston. So it's going to look like this: polished andesite top slab, an iron trap door, and then a direct wall here on the very end. And after you have that all done, that is going to complete your center line. Again, an alternative here to the piston can be a polished andesite upside down stair. That would work for that situation. Anyways, after that is done, moving to our sides here, we're going to place down 2 skeleton skulls on the side of these 2 pistons. We're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves some quartz top slabs, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quartz top slabs. We'll take our polished andesite, and we're going to go ahead and then place down our row of 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After that, we're going to take our polished andesite, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're going to stop at 10 back. So go ahead and again double check our count here, and it is going to be 10 blocks in length. We're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, 3 polished andesite top slabs. After that is all done, we're going to go ahead and place down a andesite wall that's going to come off the 2nd polished andesite block here from the front. Then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 polished andesite full blocks back. We're going to go ahead and place down a polished andesite slab here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 polished andesite full blocks, and another polished andesite slab after that. We then want to place down a polished blackstone stair here, and then we're going to go ahead and take our smooth quartz, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smooth quartz back, and we're going to go ahead and place down 1 and 2 smooth quartz slabs. After that is all done, we want to go ahead and then take our black concrete. We're going to place down a black concrete block here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smooth quartz, and then another smooth quartz slab like that. Our next row here is going to be another black concrete block here at the side, and then again taking our smooth quartz full blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 blocks back. We're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves our direct wall. We're going to place down a direct wall and 2 white stained glass panes back, as well as 1, 2, 3 blocks behind the glass panes and the wall. We're also going to place down one more here that goes toward the rear of the aircraft, as well as a skeleton skull that's going to be mounted here on the end of this block. Then going ahead and going forward from this, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 smooth quartz blocks forward. We're going to go then place down, actually this 6th one is actually going to be a black concrete block, so we're going to swap that over. And we're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3 polished andesite, and then another smooth quartz block here on the very front tip. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves an item frame and a black bed, as well as a birchwood sign. We're going to place down an item frame here, a black bed, and a birchwood sign over that. Again, the birchwood sign and item frame are only be able to be placed together if you are on Java. If you're on a different version, you want to place down either the item frame and the sign, but most likely the item frame with that black bed is going to be your best bet in terms of the design. We also want to grab some light gray stainless panes, and we're just going to place down 1, 2 on the inside here of this engine. Or not the engine, the fuel pod. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 glass panes over here to the other side. And we're going to go then take our andesite walls and place down 1, 2, 3, going back like so. After that is all done, we're going to go ahead and continue on by taking our smooth quartz, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, or rather only 3 smooth quartz blocks back. We're going to go then take our diorite walls, we're going to place down 1, 2, and then our white stained glass panes, we're going to place down 1, 2 back as well. Our next row here is going to be a polished blackstone top slab, which is going to go off the side here of this wall here, so that third wall. And we're going to go ahead and then go back for smooth quartz, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 back like so. Our next row here is going to be a polished blackstone slab coming off this block, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 back as well. And we're going to go ahead and actually make this a row of 5, so it's going to extend one more. We then want to place down a polished blackstone top slab here, and then one more out to the side. We're going to go ahead and go back from the first slab there with a row of 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And this next one here is going to be a row of 3, 1, 2, 3. After that row of 3 there, we're going to place down a polished blackstone slab here, and then one smooth quartz block in that section there. After that is all done, we're going to go ahead and grab our dark oakwood trapdoors here, and we're going to place down a dark oakwood trapdoor coming off this top slab there, or rather actually this top slab. And then we're going to go ahead and place down a second dark oakwood trapdoor back from it. So just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and then go back at an angle with one more trapdoor, and then back at an angle again, this time with 2 trapdoors. And then lastly, we're going to take an iron trapdoor, and we're just going to go ahead and go back from this block right there. And once you have that all done, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for layers 1 and 2. Taking a look at it from above, this is what we should have for the top-down view. Again, you'll take what we did on the right side and copy it over to the left side. And that right there is what our layer will look like from the top-down view. Actually, one thing also I'm going to go ahead and mention here is actually on the bottom of the engines. I keep calling them engines, but the fuel pods. This is actually the little bit at the bottom here that we're going to go and do, and this will be done very simply by placing down an iron trapdoor on the bottom of this polished andesite block, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quartz full blocks or quartz top slabs back, and then 1, 2 iron trapdoors after that. And that right there again is going to wrap up everything we have here for the layers, and just make sure both sides get transferred over together. With that though, that's going to wrap up everything we have there for layers 1 and 2, and with that, let's move on to layer number 3. Moving into our next layer here, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and place down a black concrete block that's going to go up from this quartz top slab up at an angle, and then we're going to place down where their skeletons go on the tip of it. We're going to go ahead and go back from this black concrete block with a long row of smooth quartz for a total of 30 blocks down the center here. Then we're going to place down a polished andesite block. It will end on top of that, on top of that direct wall, and then we're going to place down a upside down piston right here in this section, polished andesite top slab, and an iron trapdoor to go ahead and wrap up the back there. After that's done, going back up to the front, we're going to place down a light gray stainless pane coming off the side of this block here. Then we're going to place down 2 direct walls back, a smooth quartz block, and then a yellow glazed terracotta block. On the yellow glazed terracotta block, we are going to go ahead and grab ourselves an item frame, and we'll also grab some blue stained glass panes. So we'll grab them from right here. We're going to place down an item frame here on the side, then a blue stained glass pane in the item frame, and then we'll place down a birchwood button on the side of this block as well. Again, that's going to be more of a Java only feature to add that button. After that though, we also want to go ahead and grab ourselves a tripwire hook. We're going to place on the side here of this block, and we're going to go ahead and then place down a chain coming off the tripwire hook like that. Continuing on back from the glazed terracotta, we're going to place down 1 and 2 smooth quartz blocks. And then over here on the left side, there will be 2 of the polished diorite blocks, and then over here on the right side, we're going to place down 2 of our smooth quartz blocks. Now this is mainly because we have that passenger door, which is going to be located on one side of the aircraft. The other side does not have that, so that is why we have that difference there between the 2 sides, and we'll talk about that a little bit further here in a second. We're going to go and continue back with our smooth quartz though, and the same will be on both sides with one more block going back. We're going to go and then switch to polished andesite. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 polished andesite blocks, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 smooth quartz blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4 polished andesite blocks, then a polished andesite upside down stair like so, a second stair coming off of it, so that's a corner stair, and then a normal stair, and then a polished andesite top slab. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and then go back up to the front. We're going to go and continue working our way up the sides here by placing down a white stained glass pane that's going to come off the second block back from that that glazed yellow terracotta. We're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3 white stained glass panes back. Over here on the left side, we will go ahead and go to the middle 2 white stained glass panes, and we will place down item frames. We're going to place down like a quartz slab right there, like in those item frames like that, and then the birchwood signs, that go across that to cover that up like that. So something looks like that. And that's going to be again on the left side only. We're going to go ahead and take our light gray stainless panes. We're going to continue on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 glass panes back. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 polished andesite stairs. Then our light gray stainless panes 1, 2, and 3 going back. After that's done, we'll continue on by placing down a polished andesite top slab here. And we're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, and 3 quartz top slabs back into our iron trap door. The middle 3 quartz top slabs, we're going to place down 3 iron trap doors coming off of those. And then 1, 2, 3 quartz top slabs, an iron trap door, and then a polished andesite top slab going forward. After that, we want to go ahead and then place down an iron trap door right here. And then a daylight detector, turn that to night mode. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 polished andesite slabs. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 daylight detectors here, turn those to night mode, and then we're going to go ahead and then place down 2 iron trap doors, after that going back. Once we have that all done there, we're going to go ahead and then grab our black carpet, and we're going to place it down on top of this andesite wall here, this polished black stone slab, and this slab right there. We want to go ahead and then take our iron trap doors, and we're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, again like that, or actually this could be 1, 2, 3, and 4. After that is done there, we're also going to go ahead and grab some white carpet, and we're also going to place down white carpet on top of those 2 walls, like that. We then want to go ahead and place down another row of 4 of iron trap doors right here, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Then after that is complete, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 dark oak with trap doors like that to the side. We're going to place down an iron trap door here, a daylight detector, which will turn to that night mode, and we're going to go ahead and then place down another iron trap door going back. After that row is complete there, we're going to go ahead and then place down a row of 3 of daylight detectors, so 1, 2, 3. Again, we'll turn these to that night mode, and we're going to go ahead and then place down an iron trap door here on the end. Our next row here is going to be a dark oak trap door here on the front, and we then want to place down a row of 3, 1, 2, 3. Turn that to night mode, and we're going to then place down an iron trap door right there. Once we have that done, we're going to place down another iron trap door, or rather another daylight detector come off the side of this block here. We're going to turn that to the night mode, and we then want to place down a quartz slab. After that quartz slab, we're going to go ahead and then place down a daylight detector, again turn to night mode, and then an iron trap door, continuing that on. We're going to go ahead and then place down another daylight detector here on top of that trap door in the front, turn that to night mode, and we're going to go ahead and then place down 2 slabs back this time, another daylight detector, turn to night mode, and then an iron trap door after that. We don't even place the iron trap door, so we're just going to leave it as that. After that is done there, we're going to go ahead and then place down a daylight detector, come off the side, or on top of this trap door again, turn that to night mode, a quartz slab, like that going back, and then a second one, and then another daylight detector, like so, and again turn that to night mode. We're going to go ahead and then place down 2 more daylight detectors, turn those to night mode, and then we're going to place down 2 more quartz slabs, like so, and again 2 more daylight detectors here across the back. After we have that all finished there, we want to go ahead and then grab ourselves some chains, and we're just going to go ahead and place down 2 chains coming off these 2 daylight detectors, like so. And after we have that all done right there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have here for this layer. Just make sure everything gets transferred over to both sides properly. Do make sure to include this door here on the side by using those item frames there and all that fun stuff. But anyways, though, that is going to wrap up everything there is there for layer 3. And again, here's an aerial overview of what it looks like from a top-down view. With that all complete, though, that's going to wrap up this layer, and let's move on to layer number 4. All right, guys, moving into our next layer here, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a daylight detector on top of this quartz block here in the front, and then we can go ahead and then place down a piston. An alternative here to the piston can be a polished or just a slab, a black slab, or a polished blackstone stair may work. So one of those 2 is probably going to be your best option. But again, for Java players, we'll place down the piston. We're going to go then place down 2 more black concrete blocks back, and then we're going to go and take our smooth quartz, and we're just going to go ahead and fill in the interior here with a long row of smooth quartz equaling to a row of 28 back from those black concrete blocks in the front there. We're going to go ahead and then also place down 1, 2, and 3 light blue concrete, and then a white skeleton skull here on the very end of it, like so. With that done, that's going to finish our center line. We'll go ahead and then move to the sides here by placing down a skeleton skull here, then a light blue stained glass pane, and then a prismarine wall. We're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, 3, light blue concrete, prismarine wall here, and then a light blue stained glass pane going forward. We're going to go ahead and go back from this light blue concrete here with 1, 2, 3 white concrete, black concrete, 2 white concrete, black concrete, 2 quartz. Then we have our black concrete, 2 quartz, black concrete, 2 quartz, and black concrete. Now the reason for the black concrete is to go ahead and kind of black out the windows from behind so you don't have a void you're just looking into. If you do want to try to build an interior for this aircraft, you're more than welcome to try to. However, this tutorial here will not be covering that, so that's why our interior here is all filled in. Anyways, though, continuing on, we're going to take our smooth quartz and we're going to go ahead and build back 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light blue concrete, a prismarine wall, a light blue stained glass pane, and then a warp trapdoor here on the end to go ahead and bring us to our rear. After that, going back up to the front, we're going to go ahead and build back from this prismarine wall using our light blue, and that's going to be on the left side here. So left side here, we're going to have the light blue, so that's going to line up there with your door. So you have the light blue wall there just to kind of show a little bit of a texture to kind of show that's where a door is. On the right side here, it's going to be 2 light blue concrete, so just make sure you keep that difference in mind. On both sides now, we're going to place down light blue concrete, and then for every black stained glass block, we're going to place down, or for every black concrete block, we're going to place down a black stained glass block, and then we're going to place down 2 light blue. 1, 2, glass, 2, concrete, glass, concrete, glass, concrete, glass, and concrete going back. Then we're just going to place down a polished andesite block here, then 2 quartz stairs back as well, 2 smooth quartz stairs, and 2 smooth quartz slabs, like that, going back. Once we have that all done, we want to go ahead and then place down a end rod here, black concrete, and then a smooth quartz block, black concrete, like that, continuing on. We're going to then place down a polished andesite block. It's going to go right here. And then we're going to place down a light gray stained glass pane, going forward like that. We're going to then go back from this with our smooth quartz, going 1, 2, 3. Then a polished andesite block here. Then a andesite wall. And a light gray stained glass pane. We're going to go ahead and do another end rod right here. Black concrete, smooth quartz, black concrete, like that, going back. And then along the sides here, we're going to place down a light gray stained glass pane. We're going to go ahead and switch over to our white stained glass panes. We're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to place down an iron trapdoor like so. We can then go ahead and grab our debug stick. So now it's probably a good time to do it. So for Java players, we're going to go and type in the command /give @p Minecraft :debug_stick. And this right here will give us this command. By pressing enter, we'll get this glowing stick. And we can go ahead and then go to this iron trapdoor, right click it. Or rather, sorry, left click it until you get selected open false. We'll then right click it and it'll actually set it flat there along the side. An alternative to this would be to use a virtual trapdoor if you do not have access to a debug stick. At this point in time, we'll also go ahead and go to the front of the aircraft. We can go ahead and go to this piston here. We'll left click it until we get selected extended false prompt pop up. We'll then right click it and it'll actually get rid of the wood portion. And what that does, it helps kind of create the front slope here for the nose. Same thing will be done for these bottom pistons and the nose, and also the 2 pistons here on the rear of the aircraft. And once you have those pistons all done and that all completed there, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for this layer. One thing also I would like to mention is if you do want to have the aircraft kind of look like the engines are on, you're more than welcome to also replace these black concrete blocks with like glowstone or something to kind of show a little bit of light there for the engines or something like that to make them look like they're actually on. So that is something also to keep in mind that you can also do. Anyways, though, with that all out of the way, that's going to wrap up what we have there for that, and let's move on to layer number 5. Moving into our next layer here, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark liquid trapdoor on top of this black concrete block here, then a narrow brick stair, 2 black stained glass blocks, and then a black concrete block right behind here. We're going to go ahead and then place down a row of smooth quartz. That's going to go all the way down the center here, and it's going to end on top of this light blue concrete block, like so. Then we're just going to place down a chain there on the very end. After we have that whole row built down the center, we're going to go ahead and then go to the sides here, these black stained glass blocks. We're going to place down 2 more blocks to the side. Then we're going to place down again 2 of these light blue blocks, and then 2 light gray stained glass panes to the side of those. And then also a black stained glass pane come off the side there of that first block. We'll also place down a black carpet on both sides of that narrow brick stair. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a blue concrete block here, another light blue stained glass pane. We'll take our smooth quartz. We're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 smooth quartz blocks back, a piston, then a quartz slab, and a daylight detector. We're going to go ahead and then take our debug stick here, and we can go ahead and right click that piston like so. An alternative to the piston could be very simple to use a quartz stair like that or something. But again, for us on Java, we'll use the piston. Now after that's done, going back up to the front here, we're going to go and take our white stained glass panes, and after those light blue, we're going to go and continue our row of white stained glass panes all the way along the side here until we get to the second to last white quartz block before we run into that stair or piston. Then after that is all done, we're going to go ahead and then grab our polished andesite slabs, and we're going to place down a polished andesite slab here on top of those end rods. And 1, 2, 3, quartz slabs back, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, iron trapdoors in the center, and then an iron trapdoor coming off those 2 quartz slabs, like so. And with that all done, that is going to wrap up everything there is there for layer number 5. And again, here's an aerial view of what it looks like from the top-down view so far. And we'll go ahead and now move into our next layer, layer number 6. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 6. For layer 6 to get started with here, we're going to place down a daylight detector on top of this block here. We're going to go ahead and turn that to night mode. We then want to place down 2 prismarine brick slabs back, and then a polished andesite stair. After that, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smooth quartz slabs back, and then a smooth quartz full block. We're going to go ahead and then take our slabs here, and we're going to go ahead and measure this out for a length of 12, going back from that full block. We're going to go ahead and place down a daylight detector, turn that to night mode, then a piston, which we'll place down like so. Again, you can use an alternative to the piston, such as a quartz slab or something of that sort. And then we're going to take our smooth quartz blocks, and we're going to place down a row of 6 down the center here, and then a chain on the very end. We'll go ahead and also take our debug stick here, and for our piston, we can go ahead and right click that as well, just to get that out of the way. Going back up to the front, we're going to place down a light blue carpet on top of this glass block here, and then a daylight detector, which will turn to night mode. We're going to then place down 2 prismarine brick slabs back, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 quartz slabs, the daylight detector turned to night mode, and then an iron trapdoor like that. And after that is all done there, also make sure that these daylight detectors here are turned to that night mode as well. But anyways, once that's all done right there, that is going to wrap up everything for layer 6. And at this point in time, we'll probably just go ahead and move into our last final layers here for the build. Alright guys, moving into our next layer here, we have layer number 7. We're going to go ahead and actually do layer 7 real quick because it'll get our horizontal stabilizers out of the way. And then from there, we'll go ahead and do our final layers. So for this layer to go ahead and get started with, we're going to go ahead and place down an iron trapdoor that's going to go on top of this stair here. And also an iron trapdoor that's going to go on top of this slab like so. We'll use our debug stick here to go ahead and manually close them, very similar to what we did before on the engines there for Java players. Again, you can use birchwood trapdoors as an alternative. We're also going to go ahead and place down a diorite wall that's going to go on top of this quartz full block there in the center there. We're going to then go to our tail here for the aircraft. We're going to go ahead and go to our second quartz block. We're going to place down a blue concrete block on top of that. And we're going to go ahead and just go back from that with a row of 4 of smooth quartz. We'll take our polished blackstone slabs and place down 2 out to the side here. Then 1, 2, 1, 2 slabs back. And we're going to go ahead and then place down 2 daylight detectors, which will turn to our night mode. We're going to go ahead and then place down a polished blackstone slab here. Then a quartz slab back. And then we're going to place down 2 daylight detectors back. Again, turn to night mode. We're going to place down another polished blackstone slab here. And then we're going to go ahead and go back with 2 daylight detectors again. Again, turn them to the night mode. Another daylight detector here. And then we're going to place down 2 more back, so a total of 3. And then 2 more daylight detectors like so. Turn those to night mode. And then we're going to place down an iron trapdoor on the end here. We then want to go ahead and place down 1 and 2 daylight detectors. Turn those to night mode. And then we're going to place down 2 more iron trapdoors like that out to the side. After that is all done right there, that is going to wrap up everything for this layer. Again, you'll take the same thing, copy it over to the other side, and you'll have your tail, which looks something like this. So all these daylight detectors will also be night mode. So it'll look like that there from up above. for the build. Anyways though, that right there is going to conclude everything we have there for layer 7, and with that we will now move into our last final layers. Alright guys, moving into our final layers here, we have layers 8 through 12. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a black stained glass pane here, and we're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. The middle 2 blocks of smooth quartz, we're going to place down 2 of these polished black stone buttons, just like that. We then want to place down our smooth quartz block going up, a black banner on the side of that block, and we're going to go ahead and then place down a blue concrete block, another TNT block, and another smooth quartz block like so. We're going to place down a black stained glass pane here, then 1, 2, 3 of these quartz blocks back in polished black stone buttons here on the sides. We then want to place down a row 3 of blocks across the top here, another black banner here on the front, and we're going to place down an iron trapdoor coming off both sides of that middle block. Then on the very middle block on top, we're going to place down a flower pot like so, and that right there is going to complete what we have there for layers 8 for 12. With that out of the way though, that is going to wrap up everything I have here for the in-flight version of this build. If you want to go ahead and stick around and build the landed version with the landing gear extended, we will be going ahead and covering that next. However, again, as I mentioned, this is going to do it for the in-flight version. Let's go ahead and move on to the landed version. Moved on to our landing gear, we'll be going ahead and starting here with our front gear. For our front gear, we're going to go and start off by going ahead and kind of lining up and positioning it. This front gear is going to be placed in this section here, so we're going to go ahead and kind of line up with our last row here of our kind of, door, I guess, the cabin door. And we're going to go and go down and we're going to go and break this quartz block and this one right in front of it. What we're going to do is we're going to place down a andesite wall like so, and then we're going to place down a polished andesite upside down stair like that, and then a polished andesite top slab here on the bottom. We'll place down a lever here on the back of the stair and a lever on the side of this block, which we'll go ahead and flick down like so. We're also going to go ahead and take our iron trapdoors. We're going to place down 2 iron trapdoors here to the side, and again we'll use our debug stick here to go ahead and manually close them. Again, you can use birchwood trapdoors as an alternative. We'll then very simply place down a block of coal to both sides of that top slab, and then coming off the block of coal, we'll place down this white banner design. Now this design is pretty simple. I'm not going to go ahead and cover how to do it in a loom, but it's super easy to do. Basically all we're doing here is we're doing a white banner, a black border, and a black horizontal line through the center. That's really all it is. And all you'll do is place it here on the side of that block of coal, and it will kind of help create a little bit of a white rim type look there for those wheels. Anyways, so that's going to do it for our front landing gear, and we're going to go ahead and now move on to our rear landing gear. Alright guys, so for our next layer here, we have our rear landing gear. For our rear landing gear, we'll be going ahead and going down to this bottom section here, and we have these rows of 3 of polished andesite. We're going to go ahead and go to our third from last row, and we're going to go ahead and break these 2 blocks right here. We're going to go ahead and then place down a upside down polished andesite stair in this place here, and then we're going to place down a andesite wall that drops down from that. We'll then place down a polished andesite top slab here on the bottom, a block of coal on both sides, and our white banner design on the side there of those blocks. We then also want to go ahead and place down a lever that's going to come off the side of this polished, or on the bottom I should say, of that polished andesite block, and we'll go ahead and then grab ourselves our end rod and place down an end rod going across here and connect up to it like that. And that is all we need to do for our rear landing gear. You'll take that same design and copy it over to the other side, and once you do, you'll have your landing gear here complete for the VC-140B, and that right there is going to complete my overall tutorial here for this aircraft. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This to be a thing from a side of the build, tweet to my channel or this video if it does or pay social media sites. And as always, you guys give me proper credit for your using for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, all that fun stuff. In addition, again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Brock Cherry for making this tutorial possible. And as always, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. And yeah, with that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Gary 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.